Hey, what's up, ladies and gents? It's your boy Tazz, and I have a little story to tell you. This happened about maybe 2-3 weeks ago when I was driving downtown DC heading to work, and I was at a red light and I was looking across the street, and I don't know if this guy was homeless or whatever, but he had like a lot of bags with him, and he tripped and stumbled over, I guess, the sidewalk or something, and he fell down and everything flew all over the place. And a lot of people around, rather than rushing over to help him, they were laughing at him, pointing at him, snickering like, "Oh, look at dude right there, oh, snap," and all the other stuff. And, I just saw him and just watched him. He politely got up, brushed himself off, checked to make sure he was okay, looked around, grabbed all his things, put it back together, threw it over his back, and went on about his life. And that kind of made me think about, like, wow, it reminded me of that song, I forgot the name of it, but it's basically like a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got back up, and you can get yourself back together again, get up again, and all that. It reminded me of that song. I can't remember the name of the song off the top of my head right now. It's a gospel song. But and then just thinking about what recently happened with Chris Brown and him performing, it's like, wow, he took the first step to get his life back, and it just spurred me on to make this video right here. So here it goes. Like that guy I was previously telling you about that failed, in life there's a lot of things that's going to trip us up. It could be relationships, it could be losing your job, losing a loved one, just making mistakes, or just getting to a point in your life where you think like, what, my life could be so much better. The things I used to do, I need to stop it and just turn over a new leaf. It could be anything that trip you up in life that get you to the point where you're like on the ground looking up like, what happened, how did I get down here? And it's during those times in life, it's time for you to say, what, no matter where I've been, what I've been through, what I'm going through, it's time for me to get back up again. It's time for me to start over again. It's time for me to get my life back. And that's basically what I want to encourage you guys to do. I mean, when you fall, it's okay to fall. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be a failure in certain things as long as you don't remain there. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to not make that goal or not reach that dream up there or whatever it is that you're shooting for. It's okay not to make it there. But it's not okay to just settle for not making it there. You got to keep pushing yourself on and on and on. You got to spur yourself on to continue to move. It may not be exactly how you planned it to be. It's just like, think about these people who build all these companies and they're falling apart now. Just because their company fell apart, it doesn't mean that, okay, stop. We failed. I tried my best. I've fallen, and I can't get up, and I'm not even going to try anymore. I mean, if you think about the Bible, there's a passage in there where, Jesus basically like, look, if you want this healing, get up. Come get it. I mean, if you're going to sit down there and be pitiful for all your life, then you're going to be pitiful for all your life. But if you want this, get up. You're healed. Let's go. Let's roll. And that's how life is sometimes. A lot of times when we fall and we get back up, we're not thinking about what's going on around us. We're just like, oh, I failed, let me get up and run. But you know what? A lot of times when you get up and you start running again, you left something behind. You got to pick up all the pieces because, see, for me, the way I see things in my life, everything happens for a reason. And, when you fall, you get back up, you pick those pieces back up again. Those things that fell, like the guy who fell when his bags and stuff fell all over the place, he could have got up and kept on walking, but he left some precious things behind. And I think that's what we do a lot of times, like when people break up in relationships, rather than spending that time alone, trying to get themselves back together, thinking about, what happened and what they can learn from their past relationship, or just things in life that happen, we don't sit time to reflect on ourselves and reflect on life and reflect on our past so that we can learn to make our future a little bit better. And that's what picking up the pieces is all about. It's about looking around, analyzing, and seeing, okay, well, I tried this way and it didn't work, I almost made it, maybe if I try this and try that. It reminds me of bowling, if I roll my ball straight down the second arrow and it just missed the pocket, maybe like 3 boards, Now I'm thinking maybe I should move over 3 boards. Or maybe I should slow my ball down. You know, it's time to analyze. And picking up the pieces is all about analyzing what just happened when you fell down. And after you get back up, that's the time where you're supposed to analyze those things. So are you ready to move on? You fell, you got up, you picked up all your pieces and analyzed basically what went wrong and how things could do better now. Now, it's time to execute, and that's what moving on is about. It's about executing. It's about where you are now. It's like, you know what, I did that, that's my past, you know, I learned from it, and now I'm going to move on to my future. Now that I have that knowledge from back there, from the mistakes that I made or whatever went on in my life, I have an understanding, I have a grasp of what it is. When it comes around again, if it should come back around again, I know how to handle it. I know how to avoid that pitfall. I know how to respond to it in a better way. Because sometimes, you know, things in your life happen, and it may be certain things that happen that's going to continue to happen, but, you know, you didn't handle it correctly, or you didn't handle it in the best way that you could the first time, so it's going to come back and challenge you again. So this time when you're moving on, you know how to hop over that pothole. You know how to swerve around that whatever is over there, you know. And that's basically what moving on is about. And I just want to encourage you guys that as you go through life and you fall or you trip up on anything or you make some mistakes, don't get down on yourself. I mean, okay, if you want to have a pity party, you got about 2 seconds to have your pity party, and then it's over. And now it's time for you to pick up the pieces, figure out what you got to do, move on, and be strong, you know. So with that pretty much concludes this video. I'm going to come back to y'all with a final thought. And here's my final thought pretty much on the situation. If you find yourself in life down for whatever reason, it's okay. We all make mistakes, we're all humans, and we're always going to have issues and points in our life where we're not at our best, where we're down on the ground, we're at a lower state where we want to be. And it's okay. Because those are the times that build your character, builds your endurance, and it makes you a stronger and better person, because what don't kill you is going to make you better and stronger. Then as you find yourself in that situation, it's time for you to analyze what happened that got you to that situation and start making solutions and plans to get out of that. And once you figure out what it is that you need to do, don't hesitate in doing it, make it happen. One thing that I wanted to commend Chris Brown on, you know, I'm not a big Chris Brown fan, so I'm not advocating him. I'm not saying that, you know, whatever. But what I'm saying is what I admired about him is his performance that he recently had. It was a step forward for him getting his life back. You know, he made his mistakes, and it's time for him to get up, pick up the pieces, and move on. And I'm encouraging you all to do the same thing. And my advice to you, Chris Brown, is don't worry about what these people are saying about you. You know, it's your life, and you got to live it. These people are not going to be paying your bills. These people are not going to be housing you. Half these people are people who are against you, laughing at you, didn't want to see you succeed. But you know what? You keep doing what you do. Because if that's your passion, that's your heart, and that's your calling, then that's what you need to be doing. And don't let these mistakes that you've made in the past hamper you from having a beautiful future. And I encourage everybody else out there in the YouTube world, all my friends, my families, my ladies, my gents, all of y'all out there, do not let your past stop you from reaching your goals and where you're supposed to be in your future. Just remember that. Keep your head up, keep smiling, and keep on keeping on. And that concludes this Tazz Night Show. Remember, as always, as I tell you, while you're here, let someone know that you love them, that they can understand, they can feel it while they're still here and while you're still here, because tomorrow's not promised. And, you know, one thing that I think that we're lacking today is love. We don't know how to love each other. We don't know how to express it. And I think it's time for us to get back to that. All right, peace out. God bless. Tazz Night Show.
I'll supply all your needs.